Don't worry about what Javante is saying. Take all the PEDs that you want. If you are on steroids, take everything you need.
Steroids. Y'all don't talk about that. So we don't know. We really don't know all the fighters he beat. And he was on what he could have been not clean in a lot of fights. You think he was clean?
When the news broke that Jake Paul allegedly tested positive for steroids, the internet exploded. But this wasn't just some Twitter rumor. This story hit the boxing world like a shockwave. For years, fans and fighters have been whispering about whether Jake's superhuman physique and knockout power were natural. Now, with reports suggesting he's been caught, everyone's speaking up, from analysts to legends of the game. And it all started with a heated debate on ESPN's First Take. Stephen A. Smith and his panel brought in a sports science expert who dropped a bombshell. It's very possible that high-profile fighters like Jake Paul can beat drug testing systems if they have the right resources behind them.
Do you think, Dr. Bletcher, do you think the reason why PEDs are so prominent is because they're still not testing for growth hormone quite yet?
Well, that's one, but there are many out there. I think the testing policies that are in place are really not designed to catch people yet.
That one statement had the internet spinning. Because if Jake really did test positive, this wouldn't be some isolated mistake. It would be the confirmation of what fans, fighters, and critics have suspected for years.
Jake Paul. Yes, I think Jake Paul is on steroids. He has a very good team around him, and I think he's cycling on.
Even before this news, Floyd Mayweather had already warned people about this exact moment. Back when Jake was racking up wins against MMA legends like Anderson Silva and Nate Diaz, Floyd didn't hold back. He said Jake was being overhyped, that people were calling him a boxing prodigy without questioning how he was suddenly outmuscling and outlasting veterans with years of experience. Floyd wasn't buying the YouTube hard work narrative. He said straight up, when Jake starts fighting real, skilled fighters, the truth will come out. And now that it did, Floyd's words hit harder than ever.
Jake Paul, I mean, as of right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's going to be bad.
Have you been impressed?
But one thing I like about him, one thing I do like about him, he's selling it. He's selling it, and he's making good money.
Because look at the timeline. When Jake Paul fought Tyron Woodley, fans noticed something off right away. Tyron, a former UFC champion, hit Jake clean, but Jake barely flinched. His physique looked unnatural for someone who hadn't been in combat sports that long. Even Woodley hinted back then that something didn't feel right, that Jake had an energy to him that didn't seem normal. But people brushed it off as excuses, until now.
Speaking of bumps,
went right over it.
Those little bumps you had on your face kind of alarmed me. You wouldn't be happy to taking PEDs, are you?
Listen, if you want to build in excuses right now,
no, I'm just asking.
Go ahead.
Because I was just wondering, I looked at your face, it looked kind of serious. You had some rage and you acting all unorthodox, you know, those are signs of the PEDs.
I'm enraged. I'm not enraged at all.
Are you taking PEDs?
No, sir.
Not at all? Okay.
No, sir.
That's
you think
what
he's on PEDs?
I don't care. You can be on horse tranquilizer steroids. You can get a whole new body from Walmart. You're still getting slept.
Even Oscar De La Hoya couldn't stay quiet about it. The Golden Boy himself came out and said what a lot of insiders have been thinking, that the only reason the media wasn't covering Jake's steroid rumors earlier was because Jake's team paid them off.
Back too, because the boxing media isn't reporting on anything these days. I wonder why. Has anybody else noticed this? Well, I actually did some digging and confirmed many members of the boxing media have been paid off by certain people and essentially muzzled. I mean, these are the facts.
And let's not forget Dana White, one of Jake's biggest critics from day one. Dana has always called Jake out for avoiding random drug testing. He's even challenged Jake publicly to get tested by USADA, saying if Jake really wanted respect in combat sports, he'd have to prove he's clean.
Jake said that I snort cocaine, that I'm a cokehead. My rebuttal to that was, I'll tell you what, you can test me randomly for the next 5 years for cocaine if I can test you randomly for performance-enhancing drugs the next 2 years. And I never got a response on that.
Jake never took that challenge. Instead, he fired back on social media with jokes and distractions. But now that he's reportedly tested positive, Dana's been proven right in the eyes of millions. This is the moment he's been warning everyone about.
Are you on performance-enhancing drugs?
If taking Viagra counts, then yes.
I'm gonna need a yes or a no.
No.
That's true.
Lucky you.
Then there's John Fury, father of heavyweight world champion Tyson Fury, who's been saying this for years. When Jake Paul fought Tommy Fury, John made it clear he didn't trust Jake one bit. He said Jake was scared to do proper drug testing before the fight, always dodging questions about it. John even claimed Jake had something to hide.
The contract with Jake Paul, which had everything in it but the kitchen sink, but he refused point blank to sign up to the drug testing people's either. Now, to me, that's very naughty because we're meant to be in a high-profile fight. What's going out being beamed all over the world.
And now that the steroid story has surfaced, John Fury isn't surprised at all. He said from the start that Jake's body transformation wasn't natural, not in that short amount of time, not without the background or the years of training. To him, this is just confirmation.
That's why I'm making this video. But can I say the same about Jake Paul? I don't know. People got to make their own mind up. But in the press conference the other day, he wouldn't remove his glasses. Now, eyes are telltale to everything. You know, he's grown a big beard, which people who understand what I'm talking about know where I'm coming from. I don't know. Leave it to them to make their own mind up. But what we're doing here is trying to enlighten people in the world today that it is illegal to use his steroids, and that's what he's doing to gain an edge. Well, I feel sorry for him.
But what really sent shockwaves through both the boxing and fitness worlds was when Bradley Martin, one of the most respected bodybuilders and fitness influencers on the planet, chimed in. He said point blank that there's no way Jake Paul isn't taking steroids.
I think he's taking steroids, yeah. I do, 100%. I'm willing to bet that. All the money that I have, I bet.
I've always had my suspicions, and
And dude, I'm not even sitting here being like, fuck him for that at all. I just want to make that clear.
Okay. I mean, but in combat sports,
what do you think? Do you think he is or he isn't?
I think he has for sure, but I don't know if he is currently.
Why would he not? Why would he not? If you know?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He's looking in the mirror. He's in his bathroom, and he's like, Dylan, I'm gonna kill this kid. He's like injecting his.
Coming from someone who knows exactly what a natural and unnatural physique looks like, that statement carried serious weight. Bradley has spent decades studying bodies, training athletes, and understanding PEDs. And he said Jake's level of muscular density, recovery time, and endurance are simply unrealistic for someone who's been boxing for a few short years.
He was telling the truth. It was genuine. Not like Jake. When Jake's asked about roids, Woodley, I don't know. Have you seen it? And plus, Jake's head grew as much as mine did after roids. The pimples and like you. Jake,
I don't care. Regardless, I'm
Jake
curious.
aged like 10 years in a year.
I'm just
like get off the Anadrol, bro. Anadrol's destroying.
So you think Logan didn't take gear?
So when you combine those voices, Floyd Mayweather, Dana White, John Fury, Bradley Martin, and now experts on Stephen A. Smith's show, it's hard to ignore the pattern. The same red flags keep showing up: dodge tests, unnatural growth, insane recovery, and sudden power boosts before big fights.
Or to ask Logan, what the fuck is your brother doing in the underworld, in a basement? You know what I'm saying now. You know what I'm saying. His younger brother, Jake Paul, enters, and I've done that before, but not a breathing exercise with a psychic team that costs $1 million. He goes into a basement to enter a non-ordinary, psychic, Freemasonic-like psychic state.
You talking about the breathing?
You've seen.
But here's where things get even crazier. Gervonta Davis already saw this coming. Tank's been calling Jake out for months, warning him about trying to cheat the game. Tank said it straight. If he ever found out Jake was using something behind the scenes, he'd handle it personally.
He was training for something like this. Obviously, smaller guy. How was this in the training aspect, Jake?
Yeah, there's a lot of punching down, practicing, hitting below my knees, and a lot of speed.
He warming up.
We're
now.
sparring.
That's what we need.
We're sparring.
Warm up.
Some 8-year-olds. I got the 8-year-olds in there.
If I find out anything, I'm going to beat your ass and I'm going to beat Jaden Love ass. On my mama, I'm going to beat both of y'all ass. On my mama. And he laughing. He know. He laughing.
What are you talking about?
What
does he have to do with this?
Let anything, you know what I'm talking about. Let anything. Nah, I don't have to say it right now. Don't worry about it. I don't got to say it up here. Let anything happen. And I'm going to show you and him. Bet. Nothing.
And now that these steroid allegations are out, Tank's words feel more like a prophecy than a threat. He's in the middle of training for one of the biggest fights of his career, and this news has just lit a fire under him.
Bro, that's a fucking disgrace of a fight.
Yeah.
You know it. Just like the Mike Tyson, low-key was a disgrace, but we accepted it. But
yeah,
he was 60 years old. I mean, the casuals don't see the weight difference. They see Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
And if Gervonta Davis doesn't fuck up Jake Paul, they're gonna think Jake Paul is some pound-for-pound champion type of fighter.
Yeah.
Gervonta Davis he's actually really small. Like when I fought him, he's small.
Yeah.
So I just think it's a very unfair fight.
Because here's the reality. This fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis was already controversial from the start. The weight difference alone had fans concerned.
He should beat Jake Paul, shouldn't he?
No, he shouldn't.
But you don't think? Sorry. So, I thought we were all unanimous here. Do you think that Jake Paul beats Gervonta Davis?
70 pounds is 70 pounds.
Gervonta Davis is very small. 5'5".
He's tiny, bro. That's what I'm
You
saying.
got Jake Paul,
He's a little
6'1".
man.
If Jake Paul's tucking up,
move on,
and absorbing punishment for walking forward, then look, there's a weight advantage.
Jake walks around at nearly 200 pounds, while Tank has spent his entire career fighting at lightweight. That's a massive gap. Everyone's been saying that even without steroids, Jake already had the size advantage.
Is the burnt bridge with my brother unfixable?
I don't hate your brother. You guys need to fight guys your same size. When you fought Floyd, you are massive. He did hit you with a fucking bomb, and you fucking ate it. He's gonna fight Gervonta Davis.
Who do you got?
Gervonta, I think, hits way harder than Floyd, but he's too small. Your brother's gonna be able to get inside on him, put his weight on him, tie him up.
I hear your critique on fighting guys the same size as you. Is that why you guys wouldn't let me fight Connor?
Yeah, you're fucking huge. Connor weighs 145 pounds, 155 pounds.
Yeah, but he says he can beat me.
So if the reports about PEDs are true, it means Tank is walking into a fight where his opponent had every unfair edge possible: weight, muscle mass, and now chemical enhancement. And that's why so many pros are furious right now.
Jake Paul versus Tank Davis, they just announced the fight. What's your instant reaction to that?
I don't know what's going to happen with a 135-pounder going up against a 200-pounder. I think it's not a real fight. Jake just too big. Tank ain't gonna be able to get in from that jab. Jake land one good punch on Tank, it's over with.
It's not just about Jake Paul cheating the system, it's about the disrespect to the sport itself. Boxing is built on legacy, hard work, and fairness. When you add steroids to that mix, it's not boxing anymore. It's a circus.
Bro, that's a fucking disgrace of a fight.
Yeah.
You know it. Just like the Mike Tyson, low-key was a disgrace, but we accepted it. But
yeah,
he was 60 years old. I mean, the casuals don't see the weight difference. They see Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
And if Gervonta Davis doesn't fuck up Jake Paul, they're gonna think Jake Paul is some pound-for-pound champion type of fighter.
Yeah.
Gervonta Davis he's actually really small. Like when I fought him, he's small.
Yeah.
So I just think it's a very unfair fight.
Even legends who once supported Jake's boxing journey are changing their tone. Floyd Mayweather once said Jake was good for boxing because he brought new eyes to the sport. But now, that statement feels hollow. If Jake's success came from PEDs, then all those boxing revival headlines were built on lies. Every knockout, every viral moment, every win, it's all being questioned now.
Convinced that Jake is on PEDs, or he says you look like you're on stuff. And Jake says, all right, well, VADA's here today, we'll see. But if they are doing VADA testing for this, then we'll know. We'll know if Jake gets hit with something. And if they've been doing VADA testing since camp started, we'll know. If that were to happen under VADA, that would be a huge story.
When a guy like Jake tests positive, it sends the wrong message. It tells people that you can skip the years of grind, skip the fundamentals, and just take shortcuts to the top. That's why veterans like De La Hoya and Dana White are so passionate about this. They know what it takes to build greatness naturally.
Where's the boxing media? I mean, they crucified Ryan Garcia every fucking day for a full year over a tiny bit of Austrian. So why are they so quiet now? I don't know, man, but when something stinks, it's usually shit. I'm so disappointed, man, in the media, who I've treated like gold for 30 years.
Meanwhile, Jake's camp is silent. No statements, no denials, just silence. Which, in boxing, speaks volumes, because if he was clean, this would be the time to prove it. Instead, they're just talking about how Jake is preparing for Tank.
I mean, at the end of the day, Gervonta poses a lot of different dangers for Jake. And what he has to do, I mean, use his God-given ability, and that's his range, his height, his size. All that has to play a factor in the fight. Because if you let Gervonta in, he's really explosive, obviously power, and he can trick you, he can trap you, put you in a trap, and put you out. So.
And now, the spotlight is fully on Gervonta Davis. The question isn't just, can Tank beat Jake anymore? It's, can Tank survive a guy who's been juicing up this whole time? But if there's one thing fans know about Tank, it's that he doesn't back down.
How do I even start to break down a Tank Davis versus Jake Paul fight? Tank, a massively powerful fighter at 135 pounds, but his punch output is among the lowest in the sport. Jake has a pretty decent punch output for a guy that's 200 pounds. He hits hard in his own right, but doesn't have the skill and capabilities anywhere close, or the feet, or the hand speed, or the eyes anywhere close to Tank Davis, but has a power that Tank Davis has probably never felt, but just because Jake is naturally 70 pounds bigger than him, right? So 10 rounds, 3 minutes, who starts to show the wear and tear first? I know if Tank touches him on the jaw, it's probably not going to feel like roses, regardless if he's 135 or 150 or whatever he steps in that night. He's still a Tank and has still put guys down as he's gone up in weight, but Jake is just so much bigger. How much will the power that Tank has at the lower weight classes affect?
Tank's not just fighting Jake for the bag or the bragging rights anymore. He's fighting him for boxing's reputation. He's already facing a lot of criticism lately. Tank needs to show he can still beat Jake regardless of any foul play.
Tank is done. Tank is hung him up, shoes off, get the bag, put a plaque up, he done. Tank is done, period.
When you say done, you mean like not fighting anymore?
Tank is checked out mentally. Tank is gone mentally. Tank looking for the big bag, of Jake Paul, Pacquiao, something sort of, and he's looking to, hey, I'll see you later. Tank is standing, he's not gonna fight Shakur Stevenson at all. At all. I don't care how much money Turkey offer, give him 4 Lamborghinis, whatever. Tank ain't taking that fight.
The hype around this fight was already massive, but now, with Jake's steroid controversy, it's reached an entirely new level. The weight difference, the bad blood, the silence from Jake's camp, and Tank's determination, it's all brewing into one of the most intense matchups of the year.
Jake Paul, Tank Davis fight got moved to Miami.
I think Jake wins.
Jake's just so big, dude.
I think Jake wins.
This is different because it's similar. It's similar to Logan versus Mayweather, but Jake Paul now obviously is way more advanced than where Logan was at that moment in time.
I mean, it's just fucking sick.
I mean, yeah, no, but dude,
Jake. You ever watch his highlights?
Jake can crack,
nasty,
man.
bro.
He's so sick.
He's
I love
nasty.
that guy, bro.
Fans are split. Some think the steroid news is exaggerated, others say it's the final nail in Jake's coffin. Because if Jake Paul really has been using PEDs all this time, then his empire might just come crashing down.
I don't think Jake Paul decides to actually fight at the weight he normally is at, rather than just bloating himself and, eating whatever, and I don't know, maybe even doing a little whoop whoop.
So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.